Morning.
Good morning, Norman. Or am I being optimistic in your case?
Well, first off, I couldn't get to sleep. And when I did, I had this nightmare. I dreamt I had all this money in a brown paper bag, and I was taking it to the bank or somewhere. Anyway, the bag split and I couldn't stop all the money blowing away. I woke up shouting and sweating.
Sounds prophetic in the circumstances, if you don't mind me saying so.
Yeah, but I did get enough sleep to sleep on things.
You've changed your mind, have you?
No.
£280 is a lot of money to be handing over, you know, Norman. Especially when it was earmarked for something else.
I know it is, but I've no choice, Mrs. Bishop. If I don't pay for the van mending, I'll have no van, no business. I'll be broke anyway.
But are you absolutely sure that Terry has no resources of his own?
Well, he's got his share of what we made on the cutlery deal. And his wits, of course.
Which he does tend to live on more than most.
Look, I've no choice, Mrs. Bishop. Terry's me friend, me partner. I can't let him down.
No, Norman. You can't. But you've got to make it absolutely clear to Terry. This is a loan to the business, which will have to be paid back, and sooner rather than later.
I will.
And it also has to be properly documented and recorded.
Ah, well, as you know, that's a bit difficult.
Well, you must keep proper accounts, Norman, not just for this loan, but for everything. And now seems to be the ideal time to start.
I'll talk to Terry.
Yeah, well, I'd like you to do better than just talk to him, Norman.
Better?
I'd like you to insist.
Right. I'll insist. I shall do me all this keeping accounts, Terry. 1 rent book. 3 petrol receipts. A couple of bills that you can hardly read because they've been in your pockets for weeks. 1 job book with only half a page of jobs in it. Oh yeah, and 1 IOU for a tenner. All kept in a shoebox which smells like been keeping caterpillars in it.
What do we need to keep accounts for?
In case somebody asks for them, Terence, like the taxman, for instance.
That's playing straight into his hands, that, isn't it?
Eh?
Well, the taxman can only tax you if he knows how much you're earning. If you don't write anything down, he can't touch you.
He can estimate your tax, Terry. He can estimate what he thinks you owe him.
That's diabolical, that is. What if he estimates too much tax?
Tough if you can't prove otherwise. That's why it pays you to keep proper accounts.
Yeah, but all that's assuming that the taxman knows about us. I mean, there must be hundreds, thousands you haven't even got a clue about.
You're supposed to pay tax, Terry. It's your duty as a citizen.
It's their job to catch us first, you mean? That's what they get paid for, innit? It's a game, us and them, cops and robbers. Only we're not trying to rob anybody, we're just trying to keep what is ours.
Oh, yeah? That raises another point, actually.
What's that?
3 petrol receipts. 3! To cover all the money you've spent on petrol.
Well, just forget to pick the bills up, don't I? I'm probably rushing for another job, aren't I? Here. You're not accusing me of fiddling you, are you?
No, but...
But what?
It's not good enough, Terry. Either we run our affairs properly, keep proper accounts, or...
Or what?
I'm not subsidising the van repairs without my own money.
That's blackmail.
I call it a case of the ends justifies the means.
It's blackmail. You think you got me over the barrel, don't you?
It's a barrel of your own making, Terry. I'm only asking you to do what millions of other people in business do.
I don't care what other people do. I'm working for me, not for the pigging government, for me.
He just wouldn't listen, Mrs. Bishop.
Yes, I did get the impression he was in a rather less than receptive mood from the brief glimpse I had of him.
I'd better be going, or else Rita will have my cards waiting for me.
Good luck with your problem.
Oh, well, actually I feel much more blasé about it now. Surprising what 2 sherries will do for your morale.
Yes, bye.
Bye-bye.
And you buck up too, Norman Watts.
Do you think me and Terry are very compatible, Mrs. Bishop?
To be honest, not very.
Yeah, I'm stuck with him now, aren't I? It's either him or the dole.
Well, you are in a position to dictate new terms for the partnership. All you need is willpower.
Ah, trouble is he's got stronger willpower than I have.
Perhaps I'd better get you a couple of sherries.
You gonna do any work today?
Can't operate with a duff van, can we?
We can go and clean out that garage on Percival Street so that lady can get an invalid carriage in, if you remember.
You've not sent her an official estimate, have you? Hey, I thought we was doing everything by the book now, even the Mickey Mouse jobs.
Ah, so you agree we should?
Tell me this, Curly, if we decide to keep proper accounts, that means to say we've got to take them to an accountant to be checked, doesn't it?
Not
That's extra
necessarily.
expense, that is. We might both as well go back to working for a wage. The whole point of private enterprise is that you work hard, but you earn well, and you get to keep it. Tax and all that is for time servers. We're entrepreneurs, mate.
Yes, but you might as well entrepreneur legally. Otherwise, I'm not interested. And as for paying an accountant, Mrs. Bishop would only be too happy to keep an eye on the books. And she's an expert. She does it for Baldwin.
You know something? I suspected she was behind this from the very start. Emily Bishop. No way is she poking her nose into my affairs, mate. You're like having a vicar on your back. Where's the bill for this, boys? And how much have you spent on cups of tea this week? The next thing you know, she'll have us paying flaming VAT.
What's wrong with that? I wish we earned enough to pay VAT.
God, Curly, you know something? You might know some big words, but you are really thick. Nobody gets rich in this country paying tax and VAT. Nobody. Why do you think all the big money blokes disappear abroad?
Oh, I see. And you can see yourself jetting off to some tax haven, can you?
Definitely.
Just an orange juice, please.
I'm fed up with it anyway.
Can I have a pint and an orange juice, please,
You can, my love. Hey, you don't know what's up with that, Terry, do you?
No.
He answered out to you about, oh, has he?
No.
Aye, you're a right pit full of information, you aren't you? Do you know, you never stop worrying about your kids, do you?
No, you don't, Eva, no.
Do you know, I bet even Jack's mother worried about him.
Oh, now, come on.
Are you two not even speaking?
Well, I know I want to talk about, but he won't, will he? Cheers.
Good health. You don't want me to have a word with him, put the unbiased professional's point of view.
I wouldn't if I were you, not with the mood he's obviously in.
He's definitely adamant, is he? He won't consider putting things on a proper footing.
Absolutely.
Even if it means your partnership ending and possibly the business failing.
Yep.
There is one explanation for his intractability, Norman, but it's an explanation I'm reluctant to voice.
And what's that?
That Terry's got something to hide.